Kisê-manitow Omiyikowiswin, the Creator's Gift. A traditional teaching of Aboriginal people in Canada is that before Europeans reached the eastern shores of Turtle Island, their elders had visions of people coming from the east with messages from the Creator. The inspiration for the Kisê-manitow Omiyikowiswin, the Creator's Gift series of paintings, drew upon that ancient tradition. Indigenous Christian Fellowship commissioned Ovide Bighetty to paint the images in his unique woodland Cree style.
Prophecies to Mary. Adapted from Luke chapter 1, verses 26 to 38. A long time ago, the Creator sent a spirit messenger to a young woman in a small village. He told her, "You will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and you will name him Jesus." Mary was shocked by the appearance and words of the Creator's messenger.
Acceptance. Adapted from Luke chapter 1, verses 26 to 38. The Creator's messenger said, "The Great Spirit will come upon you, and the Creator's power will rest upon you. For this reason, the sacred child will be called the Creator's Son. I will accept the Creator's will," said Mary. "May it happen as you have said."
Vision. Adapted from Matthew chapter 1, verses 19 to 24. Mary was engaged to Joseph. When he saw that she was pregnant, he decided to cancel the marriage. "She has conceived by the Creator's power. She will have a son. You will name him Jesus, because he will save the world."
Homeland. Adapted from Luke chapter 2, verses 1 to 5. There was a mighty gathering of Joseph's people. He received a message to return to his homeland, the land of his ancestors. He traveled with his young wife Mary. She was pregnant, and the time for the birth of the sacred child was close at hand.
The Holy Child is born. Adapted from Luke chapter 2, verses 6 and 7. When Joseph and Mary arrived at his homeland, all the lodges were filled with people. The only place Joseph could find was a small shelter at the edge of the village. The sacred child was born, and Mary wrapped him in cloths and laid him beside her in the shelter.
Prophecies to Hunters. Adapted from Luke chapter 2, verses 8 to 13. That night in the forest, hunters were surprised by a messenger from the Creator, who said, "Don't be afraid. I am here with good news for you and everyone. Your Savior was born today. Go, you will find a baby wrapped in cloths and laying in a shelter." Choir of Angels. Adapted from Luke chapter 2, verses 12 to 14. The messenger was joined by a great choir of angels. They sang glory to the Creator and peace on earth to those with whom he is pleased. The hunters said to each other, "Let's go and see what the Creator has said to us. Let us find the sacred child."
Arrival. Adapted from Luke chapter 2, verses 15 to 18. The hunters went searching and found Mary and Joseph and saw the sacred child wrapped in cloths. They told the mother and father what the Creator's messenger had said about the child and the song of the choir. All who heard were amazed by what they said.
Mary meditates. Adapted from Luke chapter 2, verses 19 to 20. Mary, the mother of the sacred child, thought about all the things that had happened to her since the Creator's messenger first came and spoke to her. She meditated on the prophecies to her and Joseph and the hunters. She thought deeply about these things.
3. Shaman, adapted from Matthew chapter 2, verses 1 and 2. Soon after the sacred child was born, shaman came from a distant land in the east. They asked, "Where is the baby born to be the grand chief of all the nations? We saw his star when it came up in the east, and we have come to worship him." The elders, adapted from Matthew chapter 2, verses 3 to 6. The chief of that homeland was threatened by the news that a child had been born who would become the grand chief of all the nations. He called the elders to a council meeting and demanded, "Where will the grand chief of all the nations be born?"
Searching, adapted from Matthew chapter 2, verses 7 and 8. The elders told their chief that the grand chief was to be born in a small village in the hill country. The chief met secretly with the shaman and told them the prophecy. He asked them to find the baby and to report back to him. The shaman went searching for the baby. Shaman worship Jesus, adapted from Matthew chapter 2, verses 9 to 11. The shaman went to the hill country and saw again the star they had seen before. It went ahead of them until it stopped over the lodge where the child was. They went in and found the child and his mother. They worshipped and gave the sacred child great gifts.
The shaman Ovide, adapted from Matthew chapter 2, verse 12. After worshipping the sacred child, the shaman prepared to return to the chief and report the news. In a dream, a messenger from the Creator warned them, "Avoid the chief because he wished to harm the child." The shaman quietly returned to their land by another path.
Departing, adapted from Matthew chapter 2, verses 13 and 14. After the shaman left, the Creator's messenger appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "The chief is looking for the child in order to kill him. So get up, take the child and his mother, and escape to a foreign land." They left immediately in the dark before the sun rose. The people mourn, adapted from Matthew chapter 2, verses 16 to 18. When the chief realized that the shaman had tricked him, he was outraged. He sent warriors with orders to kill every baby boy in the village who were 2 years old and younger. The people of the village mourned at the murder of their innocent children.
The return, adapted from Matthew chapter 2, verses 19 to 23. After that chief died, the Creator sent a messenger to Joseph, who told him, "Get up, take the child and his mother home, because those who tried to kill the child are dead." So Joseph and Mary and the sacred child left that foreign land and returned to their home village.